This is The Playbook with Mark Collier.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to The Playbook on ASBN. I'm your host, Mark Collier. Each week on The Playbook, I sit down with emerging entrepreneurs, seasoned business owners, and resource experts to deliver relevant information to the ASBN audience. Technology has been a driving force in disruptive innovations across many sectors, and venture capital is playing a vital role in that effort. Today, I'm pleased to welcome in tech founder Charlie Call and venture capitalist and investor Justifus Asir. We are going to discuss Charlie's tech solution and how he and VC funder Justy collaborate on the go-to-market strategy. Welcome into the Playbook, Charlie and Justy.
Great, thanks for having us.
All right. Listen, before we get into it, Charlie, just give me a little bit about your background and how you got into the tech world.
Yeah, absolutely. So I graduated from Georgia Gwinnett College with my bachelor's in management information systems.
All right.
And as I was finishing up school, I found my way with this company called Prize Picks, and they're a big disruptor in the daily fantasy and gaming industry, where I found my niche in payment securities and fraud operations.
Okay.
So from there, I spotted kind of an issue that needed to be tackled, and they handed over the reins to me, and I've done a lot of learning and building out some teams in the department itself, and that's where I connected with our founder, Chris McClurg, and he introduced me to Justifus, and with the app that we're building, there was a real need for making sure that our payments are, the integrity of those payments are secure and reliable.
All right. And Justy, you are a founder or funder of SART. You have to give me a little background on what that is and talk about your venture capital experience.
Sure. This is my second interview. Thank you so much for that. SART is the venture capital company we have founded 2 years ago. SART initially focusing on the marketing and sales acceleration of market-ready products,
Very good.
such as SETLD.
All right, very good. Well, speaking that, so the name of the app is called SETLD. And you're going to have to give me some background, what it is and what exactly does it do?
Yeah, absolutely. So SETLD is a mobile and integrated application that we've built in order to kind of solve the biggest issue in business, and that's finding the right deal for both parties.
Yes. Yep.
So we've built, it's based through an AI algorithm in which we receive the information from both parties. The use is applicable in many ways, but we take that information and we don't release the information to either party, but we bring that in and to facilitate these business negotiations or deal negotiations in which the most fair and concise deal is managed through our platform and facilitated.
No, that I can see an immense need for that, because when you have two parties together, the buyers always want to pay the least amount that they want to pay, and the sellers always want to get the most. And the great X factor is what's fair. What's fair to both parties. So I can see where that application will have great value, because if you're taking the AI, all the artificial intelligence, all the inputs, and coming up with a series of potential outcomes, and then the AI algorithm will decide what's the fairest outcome for both parties. Do I have that right?
Exactly. I mean, we've kind of found that business relationships fail on two levels. One, the statement of work or the work promised isn't being quite met.
Right.
And two, even if that work is being met, somebody's on the receiving end of a bad deal, and that can soil a business relationship. And we're trying to solve that issue for the long run.
I like that. So every great startup has a vision behind it. So talk to me a little bit about what was the vision behind SETLD.
So our vision was really founded through Chris's years in practicing law. We found that both parties would often entrench themselves in their own positioning, whereas at the beginning, they might have actually come to an agreement somewhere and would have been more willing to work with each other. So we want to build an app in which we can kind of provide that third-party mitigator sense without having to also pay those same transaction fees. So we're really just trying to build the bigger deal.
I think what I see there is you're taking kind of the emotion out of the transaction.
Exactly. And
making it more fair or equitable across the board for both parties based on the inputs that the artificial intelligence is going to deliver. Do I have that right?
Absolutely.
All right. All right. So let's talk about the delivery mechanism for SETLD. How would it be deployed? Would it be app-based, web integration, or kind of a combination of all?
So right now, SETLD is currently in its MVP form, or minimum viable product, and it is app-based right now with every intention to go to the full web application.
Okay.
Right now, we really want to kind of facilitate these kind of business deals for person to person, if you and I were to take a loan with each other, or small business owners, lawyers, contracting companies, things of that nature, so that they can kind of settle and build these deals on the go through the app.
Sure.
Or we want to build out that web integration system so that it can scale out as those small businesses also grow.
Okay, we're very good. So let's talk about kind of the market potential for SETLD. What industries or transactions will it benefit, and who will be the primary users?
So really, SETLD is built for anybody, any environment where there's an exchange of money, so person to person or business to business, business to consumer. Our real aim, as I've mentioned before, is to kind of solve this issue and take the emotion out of negotiating deals and such. So right now we see a great potential in going into the business to business. That transaction facilitation is a huge market for us that we want to kind of endeavor in. One of the things that we've really been working on and with SART is our TalentTurbo, which is a salary negotiation feature that our app is going to work for them. So.
No, I think that's going to have huge implications, because one of the problems in HR is always, the employer, again, wants to pay as less that they can within the scope of that particular job function, and the person applying for the job, they want the most money that they can get. So to have, again, that artificial intelligence input that will kind of smooth things out and let both parties know, well, this is what's fair and equitable. Here's the range. I think will deliver great benefits.
Absolutely.
All right. So, Justy, venture capital, SART, obviously any technology startup is going to need that infusion of capital. So what role did your company SART play in kind of the rollout of SETLD? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Sure, Chris. When Chris approached us right now with this, already they had an MVP for this platform SETLD, right? So how to take it to the market, that is where more capital infusion is required.
Absolutely.
The founders of the company most of the time focus on the development of the product, but then equal or more amount is needed for marketing and sales.
Absolutely.
Right? So to get the customers. So that is where SART came in, and then we did the due diligence. We had a team finding out the potential competitions or market viability, so that, and then also did a support, financial support for 1 year, and that is how we got here. Chris couldn't go endorse that, and now we are planning the next steps also.
Okay, so with SART, you guys will do early stage funding and then mid-stage funding as well, and perhaps latter stage funding, depending upon how that particular investment starts to play out. Is that kind of, do I have that correct?
It's a great question. SART, original our intention was to have focus on marketing and sales acceleration.
Got it.
When there is a market-ready product, we would pick that, do some analysis, and move forward. SETLD is an exception because this has a potential of becoming a unicorn.
Yes,
and that is where we had to do a little bit of support to fix some of the challenges we found. And that is where Charlie and other team members came in, some experts came in, and then identified some gaps, and then they have fixed that. Now the real SART activity is going to happen, which is the marketing and sales support.
All right. Now, do you, in terms of the future scale-up of SETLD, what role will SART play in that as well? Not only as they roll this out nationally, but I think this is going to be a global app that's going to kind of be a game changer out here.
Absolutely, absolutely. As Charlie covered, there are several right now use cases Chris' team has already identified. Not only the salary negotiation, real estate based right now, contract negotiations, and then so many other use cases are there applying the same algorithm. So there is a possibility of accelerating the market development, and then we will focus on that. Whereas other investment companies, there are so many venture capital companies who focus on software development, engineering, and development. So that is where we will collaborate in such cases. If there is need for software development and product development, other venture capitals can participate. SART will continue to focus on the marketing and sales acceleration.
All right, fantastic. So for others, potential tech founders who are watching today, talk to me a little bit about what SART, kind of the due diligence process you go through. What makes a product viable versus not viable?
Yeah. When we went through this due diligence process, right? So we hired experts from the industry.
Okay.
Right now, the top, the team members represented some of the leading banks, financial institutions, and even some credit bureaus.
Okay.
So that we know there is a need, and also we are not competing with existing products like PayPal, for example. People immediately say that PayPal or Zelle, there are so many other platforms, but this platform is really not competing with those platforms. There is an opportunity to collaborate. That is where the experts came in and then reported back and advised us. Okay. So that is the power entrepreneurs will have by working with SART, because most of the time, there are 20,000 venture capital companies available in the nation today.
Correct, yeah.
Most of them focus on early stage companies, product development right now, and other areas they support. But the major gap is, once you develop, how do you take it to the market? And then the failure rate today is around 70%.
70%?
Yes.
Wow.
So we want to change that formula.
Sure.
Instead of right now 70% entrepreneurs failing in their products, we want to right now help them, and then 70% of the product companies should right now succeed.
All right.
So it's a very ambitious right now plan, but with the team of experts, this is possible. And then that is where, as I keep repeating, we want to focus on the marketing and sales acceleration. We'll have subject matter experts and then industry experts who will focus on the industry, what is happening, what is the potential, whether a product is really ready or not.
Right. So I think that's where SART kind of differentiates themselves from the other venture capitalists. Other venture capitalists said that they'll write you a check, but you guys are going to take an active role in the sales acceleration and development to make sure that your investment is well taken care of and it pays off.
Exactly.
All right, well, fantastic. All right, Charlie Call and Justifus Asir, I want to thank you both for taking the time to come in and talk about this groundbreaking app. I think it's going to be SETLD, and how venture capitalists and founders work together. And I thank you for your time and kind of detailing that. And I hope other entrepreneurs will take great care in reaching out to venture capitalists who are going to not only write them a check, but actually participate in the growth product.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for watching The Playbook with Mark Collier.